Blundell Artist again. Welcome back. Welcome to day 4 of my drawing sessions, my live drawing sessions. Hopefully you've found your way to Facebook where you're watching me, so you have, so well done. And the photo that we're going to use today, here we are, is by Clint Sherbert, who has into Pix photography. And that was lovely of him to share this with us so that we can draw it today. And the reason I've chosen it, and it's a border collie, is because when I was looking at this photo, the dog just looked so keen, you know? And I also thought that it looked like potentially a more difficult photo to draw. And so I thought, well, that'd be fun, you know, because you guys are doing so well. I've been watching all the comments and you guys have been posting all the drawings that you've done. I've been so impressed. Little tiny kids, like little 3-year-olds, and adults and everyone giving it a go, so it's really cool. So we're going to keep stretching our legs and keep getting better and better with our drawing. So yeah, I chose this dog because it was keen, and the fact that you've shown up, if you've shown up, means that you're keen, which is great. I also thought that this dog can teach us a few things, maybe about being keen, being loyal, being hardworking, and maybe having a can-do attitude. Looks like she's got a good attitude. And so those sorts of good things we're going to take into our drawing today. Alright, and while we're waiting for a few people to show up, I'm thinking about being keen. The dog is keen, and as you know, I'm really keen about art. And I guess when you're keen, you kind of see a value in something. And I see a value in art, you know. And so I guess my question is for you guys to have a little think about, what value do you guys think art has? You know, like, I guess I'm saying, you know, what's the point? Why does it matter? You know, how is it helpful? Those sorts of things. You know, I'll get you started. Can you say hi to me again today, and also say, you know, why you think art is of value? Anything that you can think of from the top of your head. So, like, the first thing I'm thinking of is, well, great for self-expression, and then also, what else? Investment. People invest in art, and that's of a monetary value. But there are lots of other values in society that art has, and you guys might be able to brainstorm and think of some of those. And some maybe that I haven't thought of myself would be very interesting. Okay? Let's have a look who's here. Oh, yep. Chrissy Vanderbrink, thanks for showing up again. Awesome. And some people I haven't maybe met before, which is exciting too. Fantastic. Pablo's the star of the show there, isn't she gorgeous? This is my schnauzer, Pablo. Loyal, keen, lovely, great friend. Okay, so I haven't seen... Oh, yeah, Kristen, cool, cousin. I have a creative family. I'm looking forward to hearing what value you see in art, if you see any at all. I think you do see some because you're here. All right. I think it must be time to get started. Thanks, Pablo, for being a star. Just say hi, Pabs. Hey, Pabs. Yeah, you're beautiful. We love you. Yeah. Okay, to work. Oh, I might need that photograph we're going to draw, won't I? Woohoo. Kate, Val, good to see you back. That's good. There's some people that have been every day. And Rochelle, about time you showed up. I'll give you heaps about being a slacker. Better late than never. But, you know, it's all good. Okay, here we are. All right, that's pretty good. All right. Okay, so now Lucinda, who's, I guess, smarter than the average bear, she brought up a good point, which I'd already thought of too, which is when you look at this dog, it's actually quite complicated, really, to draw. And so what you could do is just panic, cry, go home and stop. And that's sort of option A. That's maybe a good option, but, you know, we didn't get where we are today by not trying new things. So we have to think to ourselves, what can we do? We have to problem solve and have like a, you know, a can-do attitude, just like that dog. And I guess I taught a lot for a long time and often And even now, often you'll hear people say, oh, I don't want to do that because it's too hard, or I chose not to do that, or I just couldn't do it because it was too hard. And one of the real fun parts is sort of helping people with that whole kind of idea of, you could say that, but you could also say, you know, we all have constraints. How can I do it? You know, and that's really exciting. So often these problems can be just swept away when you say, how can I do it? So actually, before we come over here, I'm going to show you this. There's a couple of things that you could do if you wanted to. Bridget, hello. Haven't seen you for 100 years. One thing that you could do, some people would call this cheating, other people would be calling it using your brain. You could get a picture of the dog. You could put the piece of paper on it. You could hold it up to the window and you could trace it. Okay, which is absolutely fine. So if you've got some little kids there and you want to have a go at doing that, that is absolutely fine. You can do that. Then that's going to get us the first thing, which is the outline, which we need. Some of you have already taught these simple techniques, but some of you might never have seen these before. So I'm going to go through them. Okay, the other thing that we can do to make this dog easier to draw is we can grid him. So see on here, I've drawn a grid. And I've drawn a 7 centimeter grid because if you know the size of an A4 paper, it fits perfectly into 7 centimeter grid. And then I've drawn it on the same grid on a piece of paper. Okay? Has to be exactly the same. This is a trick for young players. You know, so here it's a bit shorter there, and it's also the same but shorter there. Because you would copy it over. So see that eyeball is there. So then we would put the eyeball, like here, you know. So we use this grid to give us a sense of time and space, all right? So if you are thinking, man, these two options sound like a good plan, you can do that. But you know, what's it? Fortune favors the brave? Isn't that a thing? I think it is. And because I am potentially publicly embarrassing myself and trying to draw this dog, the least thing you can do is kind of draw along with me. What do you reckon? Yeah, hopefully. I haven't seen anything in the feed about how you value art. Say art is cool because otherwise I'm going to think that none of you really like art. This is terrible. Okay, so I want to see some of those before the day is out. Okay, and what we're going to try and do is draw this here dog. Okay, so same thing, we're going to follow the same process as we have on all of the days. We are going to firstly do an outline, okay, and then we are going to do the details, and then finally we're going to do the shading. All right, and Lucinda had a good point. She said this is another idea because she's a thinker, like I said, and I like that, critical thinking. In a perfect world, I probably wouldn't choose to draw this on paper with a pencil. I'd probably get a black piece of paper and use a white drawing pencil and draw in white on the black paper. So that would be super cool. And there's also a digital artist who's working along with us today. And so I'm interested to I hope she is. So I'm interested to see what she does. But we're going to follow the same process because it's good practice for us. We're just going to use the pencil and the paper and copy it over. And we're going to make it the same size as, so it fits in perfectly, the same scale. All right, so where do you attack such a beast? How do you do that? Okay, well, the thing is what makes this quite complex is its overlapping shapes. So it's got a background shape here, hasn't it? Like almost like you could say a square, couldn't you? Yeah. And then it's also got another shape on top of it, hasn't it? Which is, I guess, more of an oval. So that's what we have to draw. Again, we have to kind of forget that it's a cute puppy dog, and we just have to draw shapes to start with. Okay, so I'm going to try and get it right because it's kind of important that we get everything in the same right place. So I'm going to put a line there and a line there. And I'm going to kind of do that line here. Okay, and then I'm going to do another one here. Now these are really lightly. You might not even be able to see it on my page. Hopefully you can. And then this is here, another one down here, and another one down here. Now we can shift those lines if we want to later, but we've got to start somewhere. All right, and then we're going to put the round, snoz, nose, oval, nose there, right? And then interestingly, we're going to note, and I think actually we might even start with the nose. How far away is it from that edge? Yep, I'm kind of happy with that. Yep. Okay, so we're going to actually start by putting the nose in here as a sort of a grounding place that we know what's going on. And it's as big as like 1 and a bit finger. So we're going to go like that. All right? Okay, cool. So we've got a nose. That's really good. And we've got this part here as well. Okay, we're also, while we're at it, going to add this line just to try and get the outside sort of shape, the outline. Okay, so that's good. We're still doing just shapes. And then we're going to measure from the side here to there. Going to put a marker down here, and we're going to join that up. So this is just a whole lot of geometric shapes at this point. You guys are probably thinking, what? But if you've been here before, then you know that this is all part of the process. So that's awesome. Oh, Carol Shepherd, I'm truly honoured. Thank you for showing up. I hope you're drawing along with me. This is great. Okay, I'll try not to get freaked out. Okay, so now we've done this outline. Okay, that's really good. Let's put in a little bit more of the outline. So like this ear here, okay, it's going to come out here, and we're just looking at that outline shape here like this. All right. Now it's going to have to come down here. So we are able to change our form if we need to. Already I know that potentially we're going to need to rub that out a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to come up here like this, and where does this other ear go? It drops down, and another ear comes along and round and down. And what's making this drawing really tricky, but also this photograph really tricky but really beautiful, is you can't actually see everything. Now back in the Renaissance days, this is why Leonardo would draw animals and their anatomy. So he understood what was going on, you know. We're not doing that today, but, you know, tempting as it is. Okay, well, look, we've kind of got the outside shape of a dog. It looks a bit more like Yogi Bear at the moment. But, you know, we have to stay focused on doing the work, you know. Just like this dog, he looks keen, he stays focused on doing the work. I'm often telling myself, Katie, you know, just do the work, all right? So that's what we're going to do. Now, this is very important. See this nose here, and it actually goes through the center of his eye. So his center of his eye is going to be there. So we're going to just put that there, but is it on an angle? Yeah, it is. So I'm going to put it on a little bit of an angle, okay? And I'm just drawing a line through the center of the eye, and then it's like a marble shape. Am I right? That inside part is a marble shape? Tell me if I'm wrong. Okay. And then we'll just draw that a little bit there. We can always make it smaller if we want to, but there's nothing wrong with a big eye to start with. Okay, and then we've got, better draw that, cut that out now so we don't get confused. But there we go, that's his eye, and it's pretty good. Maybe there, over there, it's okay. Okay, so it's sort of in the right relationship to the nose, all right? And then I like this little bit of here, there, and the nose is there, and I'm just making this, trying to make a little bit more of the shape of the what's this called? The top of the, I don't know what you call this. Top of the mouth, top of the nose. To get that outline. Okay, so that is actually in front of this now, which is really good. Now, this tongue is going to be very useful to help us make the dog character. Okay, so we're going to do this tongue. Okay, so the outside shape of the tongue, let's go. We're going to go down, and we're going to go out, and we're going to go around, and we're going to go up, and we're going to go around, and we're going to go in. Wow. Okay. That might be a bit of a dramatic shape there, Katie, but that's all right. Because this is actually the shape that it is. So we might soften the shapes a little bit, but that's kind of got the general feel, all right? We've got to be kind to ourselves when we're doing these drawings. Remember, it's going to look bad before it looks good, so we're not going to give up. We're just going to stay focused in doing all this detail, okay? All the outline, sorry. just to get the basic shape. Now see that shape there of this dark part of the mouth? We're going to put that in because it's going to help us dramatically with getting the shape right. There we go. I'm too busy drawing, and I'm not focused on you guys. So, you know, every man for themselves. No, I'm going to keep looking at how you're going as well. But yeah, mine looks, I don't know whether it looks like a border collie, but hey, that's all right. Okay, so we've got a mouth, and we've got a tongue. Let's put the center part of the tongue in so we don't confuse ourselves. Goes down there, and like that. We'll draw those lines out. We've got a rubber so we can use it. There we are. Cool. That's looking good so far. I'm positive. Let's talk positive, okay? Positive things happen when you are positive. Okay, and so now we're going to do this white bit here, which is actually the outside white bit. And that drops away like that. Okay, there we go. That's cool. So we've done sort of the mouth enough for now. And we're just trying to get the basic sort of shape so that we're like, we can sleep at night. Okay, and now we've done that ear, we've done the top here, we've done this ear, we've done this basic shape. We'll go back and do the fur later. And then we've done that there. This seems a bit wrong in here. So let's start putting this shape in here. So we're going to put this little hair in. We're just looking at individual hairs. We're like a computer. Remember, we're scanning it. And we're not looking at the whole thing. We're not freaking out. We're just doing what we see. What's in front of us. So, and don't even look up. Don't even think, what am I drawing? Just do it. Okay, and it's coming down here. And this piece of hair comes all the way down here. And this piece of hair comes all the way down here. Oh yeah, and it kind of should meet up here, and it does. There we are. That's it. Good. All right. So that is that dark here. And then we're going to do this light here. There is a lot of detail and a lot of complexity with this. So I'm quite excited about seeing how all this goes. I did start easy on you in the first few days, and we are getting more and more technical. My favorite yoga instructor, Adrian, Yoga with Adrian, you all know that I love her. You start off the 30-day challenge and it's doable, and then by day 6 it gets harder, and then by day 30, you're planking like the best of them. So you got to start somewhere. Okay, all right. Okay, here we are. Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm just going around like I have on the other days and putting all the detail in, because we've done the basic outlines now, and now we're looking at the detail. Okay, putting all those lines in, because if you don't put the detail in, it's not going to get there by osmosis. You actually got to do the work, right? You got to put it in there. Okay, so we've done all that pretty much. Now we're going to do some here. What happened here? We haven't even done any of this. Okay, so interestingly, this thing does not have an eye, and so this is all part of the complexity. Naturally, we want it to have an eye. Our brains are going, I don't understand, because it doesn't have an eye, right? So we have to override that feeling of everything not being okay. We have to trust what we see in the photograph, because the dog is on an angle so that we cannot see the eye. Okay, and then we're going to come down here. So we're doing observational drawing here. So we are drawing what we see. All right. Up this here. We're doing the tops here. We're doing like little wispy bits there. Little wispy bits here. Big bit there. This bit comes right out. It's kind of fluffy. Looks like it's been backlit Clint, and that's a very nice way of doing lighting. It's kind of giving a halo. Okay, and there, and there. Okay, right. Someone needs to say something so that I all know that you're still with me and that, you're okay. It's funny, breathing is actually like an important part of making art, I think, You need to sometimes just slow your breathing down so that you can slow everything down so that you can concentrate on what you have to do. So I think this is where it's quite a meditative practice, because when you slow your breathing down, you become relaxed. It's quite nice. You know me, I talk the whole time, but drawing is a time when I don't normally talk. I know, unusual. Okay. I have no idea at this point how this dog's going to go. You know, I'm feeling a range of emotions. Most of it like quite doubtful. But I'm going to keep going anyway. Because if anything, we'll get better and better. Alright, so that is like that. This is like this. I feel like this might need to come down here a bit more. There we are. Okay. This maybe needs to come down here a bit more. There we go. Okay, and I'm just going to start. Are we going? Yeah, yours looks like a Rottweiler. I'm not even sure. Mine looks maybe like a furry Jack Russell or something like that. That's okay. We're gonna keep going, people. We've got to see the process through, and we can't be worried about too much, you know. Okay, so now let's make ourselves feel better by putting some nostrils in. So we're gonna come back and put this nostril in, and then this one is kind of you can't see the whole thing because it's on its side, so that's good. All right, we're going to put an eyeball in because that's going to make me feel better. So if we look at the black, the pupil, it doesn't go right to the bottom, does it? It's kind of maybe wider there, Katie. Now remembering you can't hold me like accountable for all these drawings. This is probably not the best dog drawing I'll ever do. All right, note to self. Okay, there's this bit. But I'm definitely learning a lot this week about trying new things. Okay, that's my eye, pretty much for now anyway. So you got an eye? Have you got a good looking eye? I know yours looks like a Rottweiler, but we're going to move on from this. Remember, I've got a bit of a delay on this, so you know I might catch up with what you're saying in a minute. Okay, I really like the fact that this dog has teeth, so we're going to do him. There we are. He's got a little tooth there. He's got a tooth in here. And what is this? I don't know. Is that the... Oh, his mouth. And there's more teeth in here. Of course there is. And another one. Ah, nice. Nice. Believable. Okay. What's happening over here? This is going to come down here like that. That's all going to be shaded in dark. This has got a line here. This is quite important because it shows the direction that way. Okay, cool. All right. I think that we've done enough detail to start actually doing some shading. All right, so let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to just get a slightly darker pencil. No, not that one. Let's try this one. What's that? 4B. Yep, I'm happy to use that. And let's start off in some real easy areas where we feel comfortable just to make it dark, because we're just going to start, remember, by looking at the dark. So you can go pitch black, as dark as you can push, no problem. Be brave, get amongst it, and all this dark here. Okay, let's go. And then we're going to wrap around here, and we're going to come in here, and we're going to make it dark in here too. This is a high contrast image. So I'm just doing where it is really dark. I'm just going really dark to get us started. It's nothing worse than white page, really, sometimes when you're starting drawing. So we're not going to have any in a minute. You can leave little gaps out where there's white bits. Because it's not all dark, he's got like grey hairs. He's like me. There's a lot of that. Remember, you can build up the shading. You don't have to get it all in one whack. Okay? But it's quite therapeutic, all this dark shading, isn't it? Nice. Okay. Good. You like yours. That's great, Kate. That's fantastic. I'm just going to have to sharpen my pencil a little bit because I've used up all my, what's it called? Lead. Okay, back at it again. All right. Okay, so, all right, so now we've done that. That's awesome. We're going to keep working on all the dark. So it is dark right under here, so we're going to, but before we do that, we probably need to get some white hairs in here. So what I'm going to do is draw these white hairs, and then we can start going dark and just go round that. Okay, cutting around it. It's a good idea. Okay, and then here it's kind of a bit darker there in here, and then it's kind of mid-tone in there, and we've just got rid of a lot of that white space, so that's all good. Okay, and then we're going to come up here. There's these bits here which are white, so we're going to go around those. Feel like there's a bit of white there. Okay, and so we've got to make it all dark in here again. We can make it a bit more gestural up here where it's a bit of a mixture. Comes dark right down here, dark, dark, dark. Okay, really dark in here. Fun pushing as hard as you can. Go for it. And a bit of mark making here. Okay, and then dark in here again. Don't know what's going on in here. Maybe it's a bit of the ear. So we'll just do exactly what the drawing tells us to do. Oh, it's the tip of the ear, so it's where the ear folds down like that. Yeah, okay, so we'll do that. And then, so that comes down, and then we'll do that here. Maybe just do it slightly lighter so you can see it. Have a bit of creative license there. Okay. Okay, that's cool. All right, so that's sort of that part at least. All right, now we can do these little bits of tufts that are coming down here. Don't know really why I started on the left-hand side. I would have, so the right-hand side, I would have been better starting on this side and working that way. But, you know, I'm human, so didn't do that today. I'll do that if I did this again. Don't know that I will. Okay, all right. And now, alrighty here, what was happening now? Okay, so let's do some dark. We're just looking for the pitch blacks at the moment. Let's do some dark in the mouth so that we can get a feel for the shape of the dog. There we are, he's got his mouth open, and actually there's a shadow that goes over his tongue, so you can't see all of it. There we are, and it comes down here, and it's dark under here, and it comes, I don't know, what does it do? It comes down here, probably goes around these teeth, I'd say. Yep. Okay, cool. Awesome. Alrighty. Now I'm just going to soften that up a little bit here, so it looks a little bit more like a shadow. Let's do this tongue while we're on a roll with this tongue. So that line is there. Okay, so we're going to come down See, I'm just doing that line there, and I'm looking at the dark part is on this left hand side, so that's how I'm doing it. And then here we've got a little bit of a almost like a fold. It looks like a flower or something. That's it. And then here, this is darker. It's got like a dark rim here, and it comes in there. All right, tongue. Whoa, mine looks a bit like more like a bear or something right now. Okay, that's okay. Now let's do the nose. Okay, so we're going to make the nose really dark. Yep. And dark on this side too. That's his snot. And then we're going to come up here, and he's got like little dots. I can see these little dots that he's got on his nose. And then here, this is dark. And then there's a big, nice like highlight. So we will leave that there. But the rest is darker. Oh, there's quite a lot of highlights on his nose. Okay, there's his nose enough for now. This and he's got these little hairs on his in there. Okay, cool. And he's also, we're going to just still looking at the real dark parts. We're going to look at this here. He's going to have dark parts here. Don't worry too much about those whiskers and stuff. We could maybe use a rubber with them later. When I'm looking at this, it's darker underneath these things and then lighter on the top. Yep, okay. And then come down here. This is all dark here. Yep. And it comes up and it's still quite dark where it meets that tongue, but it comes around and it's dark on this side. So we get some nice contrast against the tongue. All right. I don't think I made his head wide enough, but that's all right. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to do this bit here, which is the shading in this really bit of dark here. It'll give, I'm going to swap over to this brush, this pencil. That one's running out on me. There we are. Okay, cool. And where am I? So now I think, have we done, no, we haven't done all the dark bits yet. We have to do up here at the ear. And coming down here. Better use the same pencil that I was using actually, because it will look different. Okay, and then I'm going to come in here. This is actually all dark in here. That's actually pitch black in there, isn't it? So we can make it really dark. There's some white bits in there. Oh yeah, I believe that. That is starting to look like a face of a dog. Alright. Hey gun people, are you still with me? Someone say hello. Someone say hello. Okay, okay, so now if we want to, we can pull back some white bits with the rubber. There we go. We can draw with the rubber. So you can do that. And it means that we can just put a few of these marks that we've lost kind of thing in there if we want it. Okay. Don't actually think I need to though. I think it looks almost better there without it. Okay, so now we've got, this is dark, this is white through the middle, this is white here, so that's fine. This is a bit there, right, fine. This is a bit of mid-tone here, we'll chuck it in. Okay, good. What have we got? White here. Oh, we still have to do the dark bit down here, so let's go dark again, but let's sort of vary our tones here, because it's dark and then it's light and it's dark and it's light. This reminds me of the rooster yesterday. The way that you put your marks, remember, is really important to the direction of that we're going to get, like the way he's sitting. Because so, you know, when they're lying down there relaxing like that, the hair is going to go that way, isn't it? I think that makes good sense. Alright, cool. Now remember how we don't want to have these sort of like, what are they called? Edges, you know, you see lines. So see how I just went over that to break that up a little bit? Alright, that's a good idea to do that. And now I'm going to use the rubber here because there's a little bit of fold on his back. There we are. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Okay, now that's good. Now we can start doing some of the lighter tones that are around. Run out of pencil again. What? Maybe I'll try this. What is it? Oh, well, maybe it's a good idea to swap down a bit. Okay, so I'm going to go to a lighter one. I'm going to go to a 2B there, but use whatever you have. And there's a bit of shading in here, so I'm going to do it. See, if I look at that here, it looks kind of like it's going downwards like this. And I'm going to vary my mark making so it doesn't all look the same. See that? So I've kind of made those lines like that to make it a little bit more varied. Because otherwise everything will just look the same and it'll look like a pea soup. So when you're drawing, you can do lots of kind of different mark making. You can do this sort of thing. You can do wider lines that taper in like that. You know, you could do cross hatching like this. You know, and it's all nice because it all enriches the drawing. You know, that looks cool. All right, and gives that feeling of texture that it has. I don't quite know how to make it. Oh yeah, maybe like kind of squiggly like that to make this kind of nice texture. Remember what I said last, well, at some stage, you know, the last 3% of a drawing really makes it shine, you know. So it's worth spending the time putting these little bits of detail in, because you might think, oh, it doesn't make a difference, but it makes a world of difference. Okay, what's happening in here? Something that's like fluff, so I'm going to do a really light tone for the fluff, like that. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, now all right, what's happening now? I just had to add 2 eyes. That's okay. I know, it's so tempting, isn't it? I'm okay with mine. I feel like he gets away with it, I think, but again, I probably need the distance of time to think about that some more. Check it tomorrow. Okay, now okay, so now we've got to do this. If we're looking at this white, that's super white up the top there, and actually all of that is super white, so we could probably just leave it super white. That was easy, wasn't it? But then if that's super white, then this stuff here, we need to break that up a little bit. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Love that. Nice hairdo. Okay, and I think there's a little bit of tone in there. He's really cute. Okay, now there's this this is a little patch here. All the little details, like the flaws, remember, are the things that make things really cool. So we're going to look at all these little bits and pieces and put those details in to give him the character that he deserves. Okay, there's a bit of black coming down here. There's this, which is this funny thing on his nose, which we'll put down here, which is very cool. And then there's some hairs that are coming down here, eh? This is here. You want to put those in? So we're going to put those in. I wanted to make it look like it's coming down. and then this comes around like that, and then that bit is white, and then there's actually some whiskers, and when I look at this, his hair comes way out, further out than what I've made it, so I need to pull that line out here, and because he needs to be broader. Yep, that's okay. Just keep adding to it. And there's a little hair coming down here like that. Slightly more believable, Katie. And then there's this. Put the line there. Okay, it's starting to get a bit of a likeness of him. Maybe I'm being ridiculous, but I am sensing that he is becoming his essence is coming out in the drawing, which I think, you know, hey, that's good. You know, that's what you want if you're doing portraiture. You want to see your subject in the drawing, and that's when you know you're on the right track. So can you see your dog in your drawing? That's sort of the test of whether you've got the likeness. Okay, now this needs to be built up a bit so that there is that darkness, so that it comes forward from there. There we are. And same down here. What's going on here? This is dark under the tongue. Dark under the tongue. Oh, his mouth comes out right to there. To the tip of its tongue. So this shape isn't quite right. We'll just bring that over a bit more. Okay, there we are. Making his mouth a bit wider. There we are. That's a bit better. So, you know, you can make changes because we're going to make mistakes, you know. It's fine. So that is actually coming in like this. This is the marks that are going down here. Alright, that's good. Now I feel like I made it too dark in there, so I'm going to rub that bit out and put some little gestural marks down here. Yep, there we are. Okay, and now what are we doing now? Okay, does yours have whiskers yet? Oh, okay. As a border collie owner, I think I can see the faintest suggestion of an eye. Maybe there. Okay, sure. Do you want to put it in? Maybe there. Maybe we just do the top of an eye. Maybe we just give a suggestion of an eye then, eh? Maybe we make a line like that. Just give a suggestion of an eye. There we are. Okay, that's fine. I'm happy with that. Good suggestion. And if I'm reading that right, because I'm working at the same time, if you really are a border collie owner, then I want to listen to that. Okay, that's very helpful. Thank you. Okay, now these little hairs on his nose, we don't want to leave all this totally white because it's too much. All right, so we're going to put these here. There's a bit of a line here, and is that? But yeah, no, that's okay. Okay, now this here is dark. I really love this tongue, so I really want this tongue to kind of shine. This dark line comes down here. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and again, in here is quite dark, but we want to make it so that you can see these bits of white as well. So maybe we'll pull in a bit of white in here. Might have overdone that a little. Okay. Oh, this rubber's like not great. Let's try this one. Okay, this comes down here like this. Now, how are your drawings going, everybody? Yep, okay, good one, Kate. Well done. I've been very impressed with your drawings this week. Very cool. Okay, now the eye. We can't really see it. So we need to come back in here and do some work on that. Because you've got to see the eye. The eye is the window to the soul. So there's a little bit of a highlight there. And then this is actually shaded in a little bit too. This is not just white. Alright, there we are. That's cool. And this is black in here. And it comes down here. Yep. Now as you can see, you could spend like a very long time, days, couldn't you? Days on this drawing. But we're not going to spend days on this drawing. We're probably spending about an hour. Let's see what time we've done. 4:15. I think we're doing pretty well so far. So we'll spend a little bit more time just doing the finishing touches. I haven't seen many things about how people, why people think art is cool. So I'm going to tell you some and get you some suggestions while we're finishing off. I think art is cool because I think it connects people, like we're connecting today, which is really nice. Makes people think about stuff, which is really good. How else is art useful? It's therapeutic, makes me feel better, which is nice. Shares ideas about what's happening in the time. Yeah, those are just a few of mine. Okay, I think this is definitely the hardest drawing that we've done so far this week. What do you reckon, people? Yeah, definitely. But the hard things are often really worth it. You know, I often, when I'm making art, kind of choose the hard things because I see value in it, you know. If it's a challenge to me, then I want to try it out. I want to do it. So that's, yeah, fun. Well, it becomes all part of the fun. And if you can make this border collie look like a border collie, then wouldn't it be worth it? You know, there's value in that, isn't there? So it's a good challenge to have. Okay, I feel like I need to just make him a bit darker in the mouth area so we get that sense that it's dark in there. So I'm going to go really dark in there. There's his teeth, and it's really dark in there too. What is this bit here? It is there. It is there. Oh, maybe I've done this wrong here. I have, haven't I? Just make it a bit wider. And this is the inside of the mouth here, I see. My drawing is confusing me again. It could be just a mid-tone there. There we go. Yep. Now I know he doesn't have every detail, but he's got a lot of details. Put a little detail on his tongue. Okay, and what about these whiskers? We haven't done this. Let's add these. Now, ideally, they wouldn't be dark, would they? They'd be light. But let's make them dark and just see how we go. They look good. They're a good add. Strong mark. marks for a strong dog. Just little bits where the hair follicles meet there. Why did I do that piece of hair? Oh well, that'll be fine. Comes down out here. Okay, yeah, I don't know that it's the best drawing I'll ever do, but, you know, it's okay. Maybe it's not the worst. I'm feeling okay. I think it kind of looks like a dog. That's great. You could be on a kind day saying that it looks like a border collie. That's cool. We could do something to the background if we wanted to, but I don't know. I don't know that we need to, really. I think it might just overcomplicate things. I mean, you could have like a kind of like a halo there, and then, you know, around there like that. But yeah, I don't think so. I think it might overdo it. So we'll just keep a little bit of that and break it up a bit there. Insinuate that. Okay, I reckon for me, I'm done for the day. Okay, so thank you very much for coming again. This has been day 4. You guys have shown up, so you're keen, just like this border collie. And we've been talking about, you know, how you focus on the doing, that there's, you know, you got to do some hard work, but it can be worth it. And that sometimes it's our sort of our instinct to say no, or I can't do that. But if we can turn it around and say, well, how can I do that? Then we can work with the constraints and sort of figure it out. And remember, with this drawing, we held it up against the window. We did the grid idea, or we just had a go. And, you know, if I did the same drawing again, I'd be better the next time, wouldn't I? You know? So we got to, you know, practice makes perfect, as they say. But it's all worth it because art's heaps of fun. And, you know, I love doing it, and I'm really pleased that I've doing this creative project in lockdown so we can connect and, you know, have some fun. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow for day 5, which is the final day of this creative project. Let's Draw This, Katie Blundell Artist. So can you please tell everybody about it? Can you like this video? Can you like my page? Can you share it with everybody? Can you please definitely upload your photographs of your border collie? I've got to see this, you know. No doubt there will be ones that are better than mine, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. It's all good. But yeah, thank you. Do share it with me because it's really a wonderful part of this creative process. Okay, so thanks everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.